the new East Street?
That's the new East Street over there. But we are right now on the old East Street. Really, really cool. What I'm going to do first is get a drone video of what the area looks like, and then we're going to take a walk up there. It's going to be really, really cool. You're going to love it. But now, I've got my controller going, and now I'm going to start my UAV. This is a Mavic 3, by the way, and I call him Niao, Big Bird. Automatic takeoff mode. Woo! All right, I love that. Beautiful. Okay, what's cool about this is, as you're watching the drone go up there, is that this was made, and it was the only way to get up out of Dunlap Acres. Now, Dunlap Acres used to be a farming area, and so now, going back here and look at this, you can see me moving around. That is the hairpin turn. It starts there, right there. I'm directly over part of it, and then it goes over there. Oh wait, I see what's going on. Oh no, I'm right. Hold on. Okay, so now I can get a better shot of it. Sorry, I was trying to be dramatic with all the stuff going in here. So now that's the hairpin turn of Yucaipa. Now, if you watch this, you look up, you can see that the road goes off that way. That's really, really cool, right? Can you see that? That's where the road goes up. You can see it there. Now we'll put it in here further. And that's all of Yucaipa. How amazing is that, right? Okay, so as I'm looking down on Yucaipa, you can see the major features, which I'll bring up later. But look, see that ditch there? Right? Cool, right? I mean, that's what Yucaipa looks like. And if we go over here to this way, we will look at Dunlap Acres. That is Dunlap Acres, and it's amazing, right? Look at it, it's so cool. But Dunlap Acres, it used to be a big ranch, but now what's amazing to me again too is that this road right in front of us, this is Oak Glen Road. Now Oak Glen Road, if you follow it that, now watch what the camera does. If you follow it up that way, it goes way up into Oak Glen. And that was built by Isaac Ford. But what's amazing is that this road used to stop right there. Well, when I was talking to my mom yesterday, and as we were looking at it, this is Oak Glen Road, right? Coming down like this, here's the Oak Glen Road. And you can see it there, there's the intersection. That is old. That is new East Street, and this is old East Street right there. That's all that right there. That is old East Street. How crazy is that? All right, and then you can see us there at the bottom. Oh, look at this. Take it off, make a lot of noise. Okay, so now this road wasn't here when I was a kid, but and if you look over here, you can see it. I'll show it here in a minute. Right over there. That is the old F Street, and F Street used to go through here and go all the way into Highway 99 until it was replaced by Highway 10, or I mean for Freeway 10. So, pretty amazing, right? All right. Hello, hey, it's Gerald Peplow and Becky. We're out here doing our thing. We just showed you the sign for the old E Street. Now, the new E Street is over there, okay? And you can see that easily. This wasn't there when I was a kid. This was all built, right? But right next to it, parallel, is the old E Street. We're gonna take a look at that, and we're gonna then take a look at something called the hairpin turn. I'm gonna take my drone up, that's why I got my reflective vest on, but I just wanna show you where E Street used to go before things changed. Now, what ended up changing everything was the big flood of '69, and I was there. I was right down at Dunlap School, and my mom had to come rescue me. It was crazy. It was we had 40 days of rain, and then all of a sudden we were stuck. But here, I'm going to show you where I went to school. But you can see here, this is the intersection that is at E Street. But that's the new E Street, and this is the old E Street. Now, if you follow my finger down there, you might see a little bit of it. That is Dunlap School. Right there, that ditch overflowed and wiped out a third of Dunlap. Pretty crazy, right? But now, because they had this big flood, they figured out that they were in trouble because it was hard to get anywhere. Everybody was blocked off, and it was amazing that they said, okay, we got to do something, and so they did. Like, for example, over in that area, right over there where the hills are there, if you follow this road, that wasn't there. The old F Street used to be down there, and it went down to the 99. But it highlights something really amazing about Yucaipa. Our terrain, even though we don't notice it, our terrain is pretty hard to get around. Our engineers, the people who put the roads in, they did pretty good, but there's a couple places that it was very, very hard to get back and forth in Yucaipa. So what I want to do is I want to take you one of my favorite things is the hairpin turn. Now, they call it hairpin turn. If I were a hiker, they would call it a switchback. But in Yucaipa, the hairpin turn was a very famous place because all of us, unless you took the boulevard, had to take the hairpin turn to get to the top of that hill. All right, again, it seems like very easy, but if you haven't ridden your bike up that thing, you'll find out it's not. By the way, that's basically what it's like in Yucaipa anyway, right? It's all hills. You're either walking or riding up, or walking or riding down. And one of the things I hated when I was learning to use a manual transmission was going and getting stuck at the top of the hill in Yucaipa. I think it's 10th Street. No, 7th Street. You know where the pool is? So I hated it because you couldn't, people would get up right behind you, and if you didn't have the right friction point, you drifted into them. It was crazy. We're going to take a walk up E Street, the hairpin turn, and show you what's here. And you can definitely tell it's been a long time since it's been closed. It's pretty cool, right, Beck?
It's history.
What was that you were saying there?
It's history.
Yeah, it is history.
Back in time.
Back in time. Okay, now look, you can see, of course, we know it's not maintained, that stuff, but you can see where the runoff is coming and nature's starting to take everything over. So eventually, this will get broken up by erosion and everything else and turn it to the just to go back to the hill. Now, if you look over here, that's the wash. All right, that's one of the main washes. There's a lot of them, okay? But Yucaipa used to be hills and washes. And if you got stuck in a flood, you got stuck in the flood. You could not get out. Pretty amazing. And I want to say thank you, Isaac Ford, for putting the first roads in Yucaipa, including Oak Glen Road, which is really, really cool. Pretty amazing that he was able to do that for us. Then he started Snowline up in Oak Glen. Pretty cool, pretty cool. They told him that he only had 6 months to live, so he decided to come to California. Dies at 96. Crazy. One of the biggest people in Redlands. All right, so what happens is you would come up, take the turn, and then go back. Now, as a kid, what I would do is I would go to the local plunge, you know, the pool on 7th Street at the park. And so I bring my bike up here, and I guess I was a wimp because I had to walk my bike up. But coming down was quite the adventure. Coming down was an amazing adventure because it was fast and it turned quick. All right, so let's look over here. Now, if you take this road all the way up, you end up at the boulevard at 7th Street, in the area. But look, you can see all of Yucaipa, lower Yucaipa. When I was here, those houses weren't there. It was just dirt. It was just, well, I shouldn't say just hills right out there. And then, of course, the famous Yucaipa water towers. And so that's it. That is the hairpin turn. Just imagine the history that's still out there about Yucaipa that we don't know. Like, for example, I just got in discussion with my mom. We were talking about where F Street goes. F Street used to go around the west side of those hills over there, and the east side of the hills, and now it goes on the west where Wildwood is, because Wildwood is now F Street. And then, but part of Oak Glen Road used to be F Street. Crazy, just crazy. The thing I wanted to show you is how crazy this turn is on a real basis. Okay, we know it's 90 degrees, 180 in the night is crazy. But not only that, there is a large hill right here, and if you didn't do it right, see this stuff here? Let me see it down here so you can see it. If you didn't do it right, you ended up hitting the bottom of your vehicle. And I know, like, for example, who knows what caused this, but I know that some of these are car drags, and so you would end up even, oh, here's one, a very clear one, you can see it there. There are places where the cars hit the bottom and maybe even tore up their oil pans. Who knows? Well, I just wanted you to see the hairpin turn. We're going to look at some other things, like, for example, how they moved F Street, and we're going to look at Oak Glen Road. I spun out in Oak Glen Road one time as a kid. Silly me. All right. Okay. So I've had a great time with you. We're just going to wait for Becky. She's off on a nice little hike. I'm going to be down at the truck. that was cool, right? Okay, so we saw the hairpin turn. We did all this cool stuff, and now I'm just gonna land it, take it home, and show you the video.